Morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you wherever you are. This is a Clara Luper's radio show, and today's show is being brought to you by your favorite Allstate insurance agent, Marilyn Hildreth. If it's insurance that you need, call Marilyn 843 0811 or go by 730 West Britain, Northwest Britain Road, and talk to Marilyn. She's there today. This is a Black History special. This is Black History Month. It's a time that we turn our attention to Black history, but every month should be Black History Month. Black history is white history. You can't understand white history unless you understand black history. You cannot understand unless you understand black history. I've had the opportunity this month to speak and to tell what I thought about black history. I was down at Carl Albert State College, and I was so proud because one of our own, Marcus Warrior, was the leading person in that presentation. And I think Oklahoma City should really be proud of Marcus Warrior, who lived in Forest Park. This is going to be an exciting day, and I promise you the best. And I'm going to give you the best. I'm going to give you the best that I can. And the best is Mr. Gates Barbershop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City. You have time now to go to Mr. Gates and tell Mr. Gates that you want to be beautiful. Don't be modest. Just walk in there and say, I read your sign. It says, we make people beautiful, and I want to be beautiful. All at Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King. As you do your Valentine's shopping, why don't you go to Hometown, 2001 Northeast 23rd Street, and they do have some very special sales on today. Just don't go in there and just start buying. Look at the sales items. Happy Valentine is extended to all of you from Dr. A.L. Dow, located at 934 Northeast 8th Street in Oklahoma City. Dr. Dow says that if you need your eyes tested, just give him a call. Take this number down, 235-0536. Johnson Shadina's Daycare is at 1643 Northeast 50th Street. That's the number one. The telephone number is 424-4656, or Johnson Shadina's number 2, 2611 North Martin Luther King. The telephone there is 424-4596. It's at Johnson's Shardina's Daycare Center. I would like to thank those of you that went to Discount Carpet last week. I told you about that big sale that was on 501 Northwest 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. I told you that you could get carpet reduced, and you went and got that carpet. And let me tell you something, that sale is still on, and you can get some carpet at discount carpet in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I know you want to know what I have for you today. Well, it's time to talk about Miss Black Oklahoma. I had the opportunity last week to go to the University of Central Oklahoma, and I have never seen a show they could come up to that one. It was out of sight, and I would like to congratulate Lindale Walls and that whole group. They had everything going. Let's kind of, I know you want to know the winner, Don Haygood from Baltimore, Maryland. Last week, they tell me they had a big show down OU. Shelley went there and represented Miss Black Oklahoma. The winner was Bethany J. Dixon from Beaumont, Texas. In Duncan, Oklahoma, the winner was April Hess. Carl Abbott State College, the winner, Rochelle Carter. Wright City, LaRonda Pennon. Now, there are some pageants that are coming up on February 20th. We will be in Okmulgee. February 27th at Oklahoma State University. On March the 6th, Oklahoma City. And those of you that want to get in the Oklahoma City pageant, you have 3 days left. The Oklahoma City contestants and friends will be going to Tulsa. Tulsa is leading all of us. Tulsa has 21 young ladies that have already signed up for the Miss Black Tulsa pageant. 21. Jeanette Williams is in charge of that pageant. Well, you can still sign up. I regret to tell you that we have reached our quota in the pages. We can no longer take any more pages. And if you have signed up, you're in good shape. But if you haven't, we cannot take you. This is a big day today, because from 5:30 to 9 p.m. the second annual SWCC Valentine Party will be held at Lincoln Center, 4712 North Martin Luther King. And by going to that center, you will be helping a college that's worthy to be helped. Now, what? Tomorrow I'll be in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Oh, I'm so excited. I will be at the Mount Olive Baptist Church at 3 o'clock in Sapulpa, Oklahoma. I've given you more or less a sketch of some things that are going on. But let me talk about Fifth Street Baptist Church, because last week you were there. 209 people came at 8 o'clock for breakfast, and that breakfast was out of sight. The speaker was attorney Alma Washington, and Alma Washington did a job. This was a kickoff breakfast for Black History Month. Clay Jones told the story of her grandmother, and Portwood Williams cooked it off as only Portwood Williams can. I will be telling you about the programs. I'm waiting on my 93-year-old reporter to call me. That reporter is out of sight. And incidentally, the Zeta Phi Beta sorority will be meeting at 10 o'clock at the Jimmy Stewart's building. All Zetas are required by their covenant to be present at 10 o'clock at Jimmy Stewart's building. I do have another reporter too. Coco will be calling me. And I want to get these calls out because I have some very important guests today. And I have someone that you've been waiting for. I'm not going to tell you who he is, but he is out of sight. This is the Clara Luper radio show. My 93-year-old reporter. Hello?
Hello,
Yes.
I'm Freddie Mae Stevens.
Yes.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine because you are my Valentine.
You know me.
Yes.
Yes, I am Freddie Mae Stevens. I am 93 years old. I was born here in Oklahoma City. I finished high school in old Douglas. I mean old Douglas. That is on Walnut between Reno and California. I finished in 1925. Old Douglas High School had the grades from 1 to 12. No kindergarten classes was there at all. And the first of the kindergarten class, it was in the basement of Avery Chapel AME Church on First and Gary. And that was the old Douglas. I have gotten so many calls about is the bridge. The property is surrounding is the bridge. It was owned by blacks. And Tom Allen, he owned some property on Walnut. And this was on the southeast corner. He built a frame at the cafe there, right on the corner. It is there now. It is covered with red brick. He built this a cafe for my mother, Anna Yates. Is to make a living for her two children. That the bridge, it was there then. Now, from Walnut is the Style on Grand. Oh, I think they changed their name now. It is the Sheridan. And that was a red light district. It was wide open. I was 8 years old. And my brother, he was 7. And Tom Allen, he was the first black man to own a car. He made good money on that car, on that corner. And Dr. Dieter, another black man, he owned some property across the street. And dad was a drugstore. He had two children, Mildred and Troy Cheetah, and they ate at the cafeteria all the time because Doctor and his wife and they worked at the drugstore all the time. I know I'm what I'm talking about. Dr. Jeter, he was the doctor that operated on my brother. He circumcised him. He did the operation in the back, and the drugstore, it was in front. My brother then, he was 7 years old. And during that time, my mother brought a horse and buggy for my brother is to pick her up at closing time. And that the Walnut Bridge, it was there then. And then when I was 11 years old, I walked across the Walnut Bridge to take my music lessons from Mrs. Bro. I was in the 6th or 7th grade at old Douglas. Don't forget, I am 93 years old. My brother, he was 92. He died at 65. I got to tell you this. It's the ballpark on Walnut Street in between Reno and California. And, and that's where the old Douglas was. And we said it goodbye is to that. And now we're going to say it goodbye is to Deep 2 in the name of progress. And we're going to say and that is goodbye is to all of the property above the governor's mansion in the name of progress. And that is progress too. A lot of the property is going to be sold in years to come in the name of progress. I'm 93 years old. And then where will we be? I will talk about the dolls on next meeting. And thank you.
Thank you so very kindly. Speaking of the bridge, I do have some information, and I have someone here that's well informed about the bridge. In the meantime, Samuel Craig has arrived. Samuel, tell me about it. Tell me about it, Samuel. Tell me exactly what's happening.
Good morning, Miss Luper. Thank you for this opportunity. You know, we at Middale African Methodist Episcopal Church, we're growing and we're doing some great things. We're having this year our fourth annual red and white tea. And this has always been a special event for our church. We have vendors coming in from Dallas, Texas, and some of our own vendors who will be there with fashions for the ladies. In fact, I bought you in Maryland a special invitation because I want you all to be there. Some of these ladies, we have Grace's hats, Lady Catherine's, and we have our own Sister Marie Reeves with her arts and crafts, and we just have a big day. And we're having this at this particular year. We're having it at the Midwest City Community Center there in Midwest City after church next Sunday from 3 to 6. We also have our young people who are going to be modeling some youth clothing. We're just having a good time out there. We're building a new sanctuary. We're doing a lot of good things, and I wanted to come by and share this with you and bring you your handwritten, perfect invitations for you in Maryland.
Okay, I don't think Calvin will let you discriminate against
No,
men.
no, no. But see, men always they follow the women, and we feel if we give you an invitation, you in Maryland, he'll follow you.
Oh, I see. Okay, now this red and white tea, what does that mean? People have to dress in red and white?
No, ma'am. It's in celebration. This is the Love Month. It's in celebration of Valentine's Day, and we just use those particular colors. This was formed by our missionary society about 4 years ago. And since that time, we've been blessed with some other ladies to come to us from different parts of the country. Sister Sammy Williams, I spoke of, from San Antonio, Texas. We have with us from Boston, Massachusetts, Sister Romaine Baker Jones, who's there with us, and along with our own dedicated ladies. And we're just busting at the seams, and this tea is becoming quite a program. Each year it gets bigger and bigger.
But what? Will we have to give a donation?
Donation's $5.
That's all?
That's all, and plenty
What will we
food.
get? Plenty food. What kind of food?
Red
and white food?
No, I'm sure there'll be hors d'oeuvres there for your convenience, for your appetite. These ladies come up with all sorts of dishes. I'm not sure it's the menu, but I can guarantee it's good food.
Okay, how long have you been out to Middale?
Henrietta and I arrived in Middale. The bishop sent us there in 1993.
You've been there 6 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the church growing?
Yes, ma'am. And as we speak, we're building a brand new sanctuary. The church is 25 years old, And I might add that this is the first extension. We're quite proud of that, but we attribute that to the blessings from the Lord and not from what we're doing. We're just following what the Lord puts in our hearts to do concerning this church and concerning this community. And we feel like we're fishing in deeper waters. And we ask that everyone continue to pray with us and give us your ideas and come see us at our tea
I didn't
next
know it
Sunday.
was that many African Methodist Episcopal people in Midwest City.
Well, there are quite a few, and there will be some more. We are out recruiting as I speak, but there are of AMEs, quite a bit of AMEs in Midwest City. Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
okay, and this red and white tea will be next week.
Next Sunday after church,
At what time?
from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. at the Midwest City Community Center in Midwest City. Everybody knows that's on Reno and Midwest Boulevard.
Okay, and who is the pastor out there?
Yours truly, Samuel Craig.
Samuel Craig.
Yes, ma'am.
Samuel, I don't know much about you Methodists. I know Richard Allen and Absalom Jones.
Absalom Jones. Yes,
They have
ma'am.
a story in a local magazine about Absalom Jones that's really good. They founded that church and you're very independent.
Yes, ma'am.
What bishop sent you out there anyway?
Bishop Frederick Hilborn Talbot, one of the greatest bishops in our denomination, and I'm proud to work under him.
Oh, good. Thank you so very kindly for being my guest
Thank you for
today.
this time, and I'm going to leave this with you in case you could say a little something about it next Saturday because the program itself is not until next Sunday.
Okay, the red and white tea, boy.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very
Red
much.
and white tea. Well, thank you so very, very kindly. I'm waiting on Coco. I know Coco has something good to tell me. In the meantime, don't forget discount carpet. They have some bargains. Discount carpet. Discount carpet. If you need some bargains, they have them. Mrs. Stevens spoke about the bridge. The bridge. What is the bridge all about? There's a large article in our local paper about the bridge. Now, the question that confronts us is what about the bridge? And to answer that question today, I have brought a young lady that's interested in the bridge. And would you give us your name, please?
My name is Sylvia Mincer.
Sylvia Mensa, why are you so interested in the bridge?
My main focus of interest on the bridge is that it's a historical piece, a landmark for the Northeast Quadrant. Mrs. Stevens did such a wonderful job explaining the situation, really. As she said, she has attended Old Douglas, and Old Douglas over there was a bridge between the school and the Northeast community because you had to cross the bridge to come over to the Northeast community.
Why do you want to save the bridge?
We want to save the
You want to save the bridge for what reason?
We want to save the bridge because we feel as though enough has been taken out of the Northeast Quadrant of Oklahoma City. We want to keep the bridge as a reminder that the Northeast Quadrant of Oklahoma City was a very important part of Oklahoma City for the black community.
Okay, so you're selfish. You just want to keep it for the black community.
Well, also,
Also,
if-
what?
also the white community was involved because there is a southeast part of Oklahoma City, and the southeast part of Oklahoma City had to use that bridge to get over to the north part of Oklahoma City.
Okay, for the people in Hoffman, Oklahoma that's listening today, tell us where that bridge is located.
The bridge is located on Northeast Walnut, just south of Calvary Baptist Church, which is on 2nd and Walnut.
How will that bridge, if they move the bridge, how will that affect Calvary Baptist Church?
Some of you don't know this, but Calvary Baptist Church is a historical landmark in the Northeast Quadrant of Oklahoma City. It's listed in the National Register of Historic Places. It has just recently been remodeled because it was damaged during the bombing of 1995. We are trying to preserve that church because it's very important in many, many instances. Many, many wonderful things have occurred in the Northeast Quadrant at Calvary Baptist Church. graduation exercises from Douglas High School. Very important people such as Martin Luther King have spoken there. And what is going to happen with that bridge is it's going to be something that's going to mar the appearance of Calvary Baptist Church. It's going to um, cause it to be not quite so accessible to the people because they're going to put a three they're going to lower the street 3 feet, and they're going to put an embankment there.
An embankment, what do you mean? A wall?
Yes, a
It's like a
wall.
prison?
Yes, a wall. And the wall is going to separate Calvary from the freeway that they're going to build.
So that would mean that they are killing Calvary, right?
Well, just about. That's what it's going to amount to because the people will not be able to get to Calvary from Walnut Street if they put that freeway there.
All right, I had the opportunity to go to the planning commissioners meeting, and I was very disappointed because I didn't see but 3 blacks there, and that didn't look like the black people wanted to keep the bridge.
You people I know that there are more people who want to keep the bridge than 3 people. I
Well,
know
they were
that.
not there. At the big planning commission, we didn't have but 3 people there.
You know, people who live in Walnut Grove when Walnut Grove existed. We're speaking of your neighborhood because wasn't your neighborhood down there behind under that bridge?
Oh yeah, you're talking about Calvary Baptist Church. I didn't even see your pastor or your deacons or anybody that was there fighting for that bridge.
Well, I'm sorry to say none of my members were there except me, but we're going to be working hard, and very diligently to save that bridge, as the rest of the people in the Northeast Quadrant and the Southeast Quadrant and all over Oklahoma City, because you see, the Oklahoma Historic Society wants to save that bridge because it's a part of Oklahoma history, a very important of Oklahoma history. And the Historic Society is working very hard at trying to save that bridge. We want to help them.
You want to save the bridge in order that you can preserve some of your history. Is that correct?
Most definitely.
Well,
Most
did you know
definitely.
from what I saw the other day, they didn't care nothing about black people's history. They're going to put a wall up there by Calvary, and that's going to be bad. The man made it plain, say, we are only interested in surviving financially. Didn't he say that?
That's right. And you know, as far as that's concerned, people think money talks. But let's get out and show the people that we are concerned about this bridge. The bridge is a symbol for us. It's a symbol of our past. And we want to preserve this bridge. So let's all get out. We're circulating petitions. We want you to take part in signing the petitions and talk it up. Talk to your councilman. Talk to your councilman.
I'm sure Councilman Willa Johnson, who represents the predominantly black area, will be out there fighting for that bridge. And I would like for Willa to call us because I know Willa well enough to know that she wouldn't turn her back on the black people and close down Calvary Baptist.
Well, Willa's a very fine person. She helped fight to have Calvary renovated when it was damaged in the bombing.
There would be no advantage of rebuilding it and getting it looking good and people can't get to it.
Well, that's very true. And I think that if Willa understands all of this, that she'll be willing to help us. Because I know Willa, she's a very fine person.
Okay, well, I haven't doubted that, but I'm only saying that I went to the Planning Commission, and I'm from Hoffman, Oklahoma, because if they were talking about moving a bridge down to Hoffman, Oklahoma, I can see Gene Ford, I can see Mildred Burrell, all of us would be in there fighting for that bridge. Because we got that fighting spirit. Give me that old fighting spirit, that old Hoffman fighting spirit. Helen Howard would be down the Hoffman, save the bridge. But you know what? We don't have a bridge down in Hoffman, Oklahoma. I'm back talking to Sylvia. Sylvia, now you tell the people what you want them to do.
I want you to get out and look for the petitions to sign. I want you to call your councilman. I want you to call the mayor. I want you to make a loud noise. Let it be known that we want that bridge to stay there. We're with the Historical Society, 100%. That's a part of our heritage. Why should we let them eat away at our heritage as they have done in the past? You heard Mrs. Stevens. Yes, they have. They've taken away from the Deep Deuce area. They've taken away from the Walnut Grove area. They're continuing to take away our past. let's keep a portion of our past so we can tell our children about it and they can tell their children about it. Heritage is important, very important. Let's play a part in the heritage of Oklahoma City in the Northeast Quadrant.
Well, they were talking about the cost factor. They would have to improve the bridge.
Well, the way I see it, they were ready to raise tax dollars for this beautiful arena that they were going to have if they were able to get hockey. They're ready to raise tax dollars for everything else. The bridge is a minute amount of money compared to the things that they ask us to pay for. Are you a taxpayer? If you're a taxpayer, you should have a say in what goes on with our taxes.
Well, on the commission, we had a black that really fought for us, Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams fought. He voted for the rezoning so we could save the bridge, and I want to congratulate Mr. Williams.
Yes, we are very appreciative to Mr. Williams, and we hope that he'll continue to hold up our side as much as he can since he has that position there. That's important to us to have people in positions like that to be able to help us. And we're hoping that Willa will help us also. Willa was is a part of this Northeast community and has been a part for many years. So I am
We'll
sure
see
that
what
she
part
wants
she'll
to.
be in, and we'll see how she vote. Now your next step is to go to the city council. Is that right?
That's right.
And when you go to the city council, you go in there and ask the city council to rezone that.
Yes, exactly.
And when you rezone it, what does that mean?
That means that we are trying to turn it into a historical monument as Calvary Baptist Church is, so it cannot be touched anymore.
Okay, but there will be money to repair the bridge, right?
It has already been said that there would be money set aside for the bridge. Money is no problem.
But the problem is they want to they're going to lower that street, right?
That's right. They're going to lower the Walnut Street 3 feet. They're going to put a big wall up there, retaining wall. The retaining wall is going to affect the appearance of Calvary and also affect getting to Calvary Baptist Church. It's also going to cause there to be they think there's going to be an undue amount of traffic going into Brickdown town from there. However, now, let me say this. We are citizens of Oklahoma City, and we don't know how that's going to work because just because they want to do this doesn't mean that they're going to get the traffic that they think they're going to get.
Well, I know one thing. Unless you get some people down there on your side, they're going to do it because it didn't look good the other day, did it?
It looked very bad. And as I stood up there trying to help the historical
Well,
society
you did a
as
good
they were
job.
pleading to save the bridge, I looked around at the planning commission, and you could very well see that money, as they say, money talks. And the person who was representing the Bricktown Association was there. He stood there and he said the bridge has to go.
Well, if he say the bridge has to go, unless the people will say, I don't know how many of you are during your shopping down in Bricktown. I don't know how many of you are going down there eating spaghetti. When you go down there, why don't you tell the people you want to save the bridge?
That's right. Let's circulate those petitions also down there. They want our business. Let them work with us.
Okay, well, we are really excited about it. And the telephone number out here is 672-1220. The question is very simple. Do you want to save the bridge or not? If you want to save the bridge, you got to get in contact with Sylvia. And what is your number that they can contact?
My number is 427-0884. I think I have another number here. Uh,
Like, be sure. Don't think about it. Be sure you have another
I
number.
do have it right here in
Okay.
my hand. 521-0288. And this is the Historical Society, Randy Floyd. Please call her if you're interested in helping to save the bridge.
Okay. This is Clara Luper. Hello.
Well, I didn't want to be on there, Miss Luper, but I was wanting to know when would the next meeting be held?
When will the next meeting be held to save the bridge?
Right.
That's to you, Sylvia.
Um, the next meeting is going.
The next meeting is what?
The next meeting is going to be a city council meeting. And
to fight for what we want. And just because that rich man stood there and said we want to do away with the bridge, it's not necessarily so. So I want to see these Oklahoma City people, all these Douglas fans and all of that. Let's see if you got the guts to get out there and fight, fight, fight for the bridge. And you know, as I travel across country, I see so many historical places. I was down in Acapulco, and they have a frog down there that they have saved. Everybody go down there and want to see that big frog. I was in Poto, Oklahoma, and they have a hill. And they say this is the tallest hill in the world. People are excited about it. And here they've taken 2nd Street away from us. They moved the Jazz Festival so that for their convenience. And now they're talking about taking our bridge. Lord have mercy. These white folks talking about taking our bridge. And you people that love it, you do it. And I'm really on Reverend Davis at Calvary Baptist Church. Who you gonna preach to if they take that bridge and the people can't get in there? This is a serious thing. All right, Clara Luper.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Coco Thomas, your fantastic reporter. Our Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant is March 6, 1999. If you are between 3 through 16, call me at 427-6276 or Miss Luper at 424-3949. If you are between 17 through college, call Miss Luper at 424-3949. This year's pageant will be one of the greatest. Join us. This is your fantastic reporter, Coco Thomas.
Coco, how old are you now?
8 years old.
And thank you, Coco. This is the Clara Luper radio show. Don't forget those quality mattresses that's on sale at Discount Carpet, 501 Northwest 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Now, they specialize in commercial jobs, churches. They have done churches all over the state of Oklahoma, the state of Texas, and they give a 10% discount to senior citizens. Where are the people from Calvary Baptist Church? Where are you? They're finna put a wall around your church just like they have around McAllister, and you're quiet. You better wake up. I'm telling you. I don't think it's fair for the Hoffman people to have to come in and fight for you to save your wall. Are you scared? Hello? Hello?
Miss Luper,
Yes.
I'm calling about Ms. Stevens. You know, she was my first teacher here in Oklahoma City.
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, at Orchard Park.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised, that she's still getting around as well as she does.
You're surprised.
Yes. She's 93 years old, is that right?
Yes.
I'm wondering why didn't she mention the fact that she was a kindergarten teacher there at Orchard Park back in 1930, must have been around 1930.
She did on one of her reports, sir.
Beg pardon?
She did on one of her reports.
Oh, she did, huh?
Yes, she did.
Well, that's real great. That's real great. I'm glad that she did.
How do you feel about the bridge?
I think that's a terrible thing. They want to destroy that bridge. I walked over that bridge many a day, selling Black Dispatch. See, I went to what they call Wheatley also. Not Wheatley. Yes, I guess it was Wheatley. Right across from the MKT train station at the time. And I think they also called it Old Douglas.
Are you willing to fight for the bridge?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so very kindly for calling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you Douglas people, you Oklahoma City people, you don't want nobody else to fight your battle. You got to fight your battle for yourself. This is Black History Month, and I would like to call your attention to 5th Street Baptist Church will be celebrating Black History. Tomorrow they will be dressed in African clothes. The next Sunday they will be dressed just like my grandfather, my grandparents. And I want you to be there. But on the 28th, I want you there all day. All right, Clara Luper.
Well, this is Mr. Joe Bally.
Yes.
I am really saving the bridge right now, saving deep duties all together, including the church and Walnut and deep duty. What about saving this? I'm for all of it. and we should take it up with our council with ourselves.
Well, you call your councilman
Yeah,
because you want to say
Call Willie Johnson.
if you want to save the bridge.
Yeah, we saved the bridge and saved Deep Deuce,
Okay.
and still have our jazz festival.
Well, thank you so very kindly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Now you people have to get up off of your constitutions and get out. And I'm telling the people at Calvary Baptist Church, you got to do it. At Fifth Street Baptist Church, I would like to call the names of the people that have been in business for over 25 years. Maggie Lawton, a barber. R.D. Hopkins, a barber. Florence Kemp, the proud owner of Florence's Restaurant. Elma Nolan in the upholstery business. Marie Weekly, a beautician and an entrepreneur. James Graham, a pharmacist. Dr. Gloria Griffin, the superintendent of the Millwood School District. Merlin Hildred with Allstate Insurance. Eric Ironwine, a service station operator. Portwood Williams, a furniture finisher and dealer, along with jewelry. Alma Salter, an artist and florist. John Ross, the owner of Ross Funeral Home, one of the owners. G.M. Dotson, the builder's builder. Rodney Ford, who has given up his life riding for organ donations. Yes, it's time now to fight. Where are the Calvary people? You know, it really was funny. Here we are down there fighting for Calvary, and the people at home watching, I guess they were watching the impeachment hearing. No, the impeachment hearings were not on. You people from Calvary, you're going to be sitting up at that church and utility bills to pay by yourself? Because if those people, nobody going behind the wall. In 3 minutes, I will present to you one of the greatest messages that you will ever hear. I want you to know how much I appreciate your staying with me, because Clara Luper's program is diversified, suited for you. You've heard a 93-year-old dignified lady. You've heard an 8-year-old child. You've heard Dope Belly. You've heard others. Only on the Clara Luper radio show. And this show is just getting ready to begin, because I have with me, here in the studio, in live and living color, a young man that I admire so much, who has done something, and I asked him if he would come and deliver this message today, because I know all of you out there are anxiously waiting, and here he is, Reverend Truett from the Redeemer Episcopal Church. How are you this morning, sir?
Fine, thank you.
I'm so happy that you are here with me, and I can hardly wait for your message.
Mrs. Luper, I appreciate the opportunity to come and speak to your radio audience. And my theme is importance of believing in self and in God. And my text is taken from Philippians, the 4th chapter, the 8th verse. Finally, beloved, whatsoever things are true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there's any excellence and if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Now, I would like to also begin, before I go into my sermon, with a side note that Absalom Jones was the first ordained Episcopal priest in the Protestant Episcopal Church of America. He set the tone for blacks to become Episcopalians, which was in Philadelphia, by the way, and that church is still standing, Grace Episcopal Church in Philadelphia. Now, I would like to say something at this time on the importance of believing the best. It is man's prerogative to believe, and we all believe something. We may either believe the best or we may believe the worst. It is important that we believe the best about life. The world is anything but ideal, and some are tempted to think that man, who was destined to live in the world, ought to have been consulted at the beginning of creation. And the plain fact, my brothers and sisters in Christ, is that here we have life, and the question which confronts us is, What are we doing about it? Life can either be a man's friend or his foe, a help or a hindrance. Is life meaningless, unreasonable, accidental, or is there meaning and order attached to it? Personally, I cannot believe that life has no meaning. I live in the conviction that life has a personal meaning for me, and my greatest task, therefore, is to discover what that meaning is and then be faithful to it. Our text is good psychology and better religion. Whatsoever things are true, honest, just, pure, and lovely, think of these things. It is important that we believe the best about ourselves. And this is not a matter of blowing your own trumpet. Self-examination, and this is, for our church, is a season of Lent. And the time of Lent, you have to explore, exploration, self-examination, see where you are spiritually. And self-examination may not be morbid or an unwholesome exercise. When it is overindulged in, we become cranks. The practice of self-examination, however, when done with reason, can have good results. Man seldom thinks the best about himself. He is humble when it comes to a matter of parading his virtues and abilities. And we humans are queer creatures. We are not very complimentary to ourselves, yet we adopt a different attitude when others say the same things about us that we say ourselves. Mock humility is not a virtue. Within these human frames there lie dormant, infinite potentialities which must find release. And this can happen only when they are liberated by an impetus great and strong enough to direct them. But life, be it remembered, is not only a matter of doing. There's the question of being. Believe that you are capable of living life on a high level, and you will succeed more easily in doing so. It is also important that we believe the best about God. What do we really mean when we talk about God? Some of us have sympathy with the one who answered this question by saying, when I try to imagine God, I seem to see a kind of oblong blur. God is no more than that to many people. It is difficult to think and believe the best about God if we only have a vague idea of what is meant by the term God. Why do we choose such problems as pain, suffering, poverty, and war when we want to talk and argue about the character of God? Have you ever heard of God giving himself to sinful men? Believe me, you will come to a true and more genuine and helpful idea of God if you will let your mind be occupied with thoughts which are equally as true as the others. Meanwhile, there is pain, but it is shared pain. God shares it with us. There is sympathy for sufferers, healing for the wounded, comfort for the distressed. Believe the best about God, and you will find that there is something within you which responds when you hear God through Christ calling you to dare or and dedicate your life to him. Only those who believe the best can hope to realize it. The best is the real, and the real is eternal. My brothers and sisters, I thank you for this opportunity to share with you believing in yourself and believing in God. And during this next 40 days or 6 weeks in Lent, try to prepare yourself for the resurrection of Christ, that great Easter morn. Self-examination, prayer, and study, knowing that God is faithful, God is honorable, and knowing that he cares so much and he loves you very, very much. All you need to do is to have faith in him, and he will do the rest. Let us pray. God our Father, you see your children growing up in the unsteady and confusing world. Show them that your ways give more life than the ways of the world, that following you is better than chasing after selfish goals. Help them to take failure not as a measure of their worth, but as a chance for a new start. Give them strength to hold their faith in you and to keep alive their joy in your creation. Through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. And Mrs. Luper, once again, thank you for allowing me to bring this message to your radio audience.
I
Thank
must
you very
thank
much.
you. I must thank you. I'm just sitting here and just so proud of you. And once again, you are an Oklahoma Cityan.
No, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland,
You're from Baltimore, Maryland. How long have you been in Oklahoma City?
since 1988.
Do you like Oklahoma City?
Oh, yes, I love it.
Uh,
But I will be moving back in a couple of years to Baltimore
Why are you moving back to Baltimore, to that old town?
because my wife for 36 years.
Wants to move back?
Yes.
Well, you know, that's good. And speaking of a wife for 36 years, and it's Valentine. Tell me what you got her for Valentine.
It's a secret.
Oh, I see, I
She
see.
might be listening.
Oh, I see, and you don't want her to know to Valentine.
right.
How did you happen to stay married as a minister for 36 years?
Well, I've not always been a minister.
Oh.
I started off with Western Electric and moved in 1984 to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and then moved out here in '88 in Oklahoma to AT&T. But I was ordained in the Episcopal Church as a deacon in 1983, and I was ordained priest in 1994 to become rector of the Episcopal Church of Redeemer here in Oklahoma City.
Where did you go to school?
I went to, back in Baltimore, Douglas High. I attended the University of Baltimore. And as far as my seminary training, it was through the diocese school of the Swanee, the University of the South.
Now, your church is located where?
2100 block of Martin Luther King.
Is that welcome sign out for everybody?
Welcome to all.
Oh, well,
The Episcopal Church welcomes you.
this part of our program was brought to you by Discount Carpet, located on 23rd and Walk in Oklahoma City. And they would like to say, hey, hey, for $1,999. They have a house full of carpet, specials at $5.89, and they would do 5 rooms for you before you can say hopscotch. They are asking you to just come in and look. They have that 60-ounce carpet, and they put it down for you. Install it for $21.99. I cannot tell you all about it, but I can tell you one thing. They have some specials on pillow top mattresses. Those pillow top mattress. Regular $1,399. They are selling them for $799. All the mattresses in the store are on sale. As I sit here today, I remember last Monday. I was in Kansas City, Missouri. I had the opportunity to join others in saying goodbye to Marion Elizabeth Randolph Jones. Marion was from Sapulpa, Oklahoma, and the beautiful sister of Nancy Davis. I've never seen anybody so well loved, so well honored, and so many beautiful flowers in such a crowd as I saw gathering there in Kansas City, Missouri. It was on a Sunday, January 31st, 1999, that Marion went home to be with her God. And she was known around that church as Big Mama. Big Mama. They had just given her a big birthday party the week before. And today we extend our sympathy to Nancy Davis and that entire family. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and those of you, don't forget that big Afro-American celebration down to the Myriad Convention. They have some exhibitors down there that's out of sight. They are giving away things. Just go on down there and tell them you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. Yes, Calvin.
Yes, Mom, I wanted to come in early before we left the air, compliment you on another fantastic show, and Reverend Truett, way to go. That was really inspirational. You know, this is Valentine's Day celebration that we're looking at, but then it was good to see the religious aspect of what Valentine's Day is leading up to and the love of Christ and all that. But as usual, fantastic. And I thought you'd really been preaching for years and years and years, but I guess it's been down there, and this is just the seed growing to fruition. You know, Mom, we had a lot of calls while we've been on the air, particularly about the red and white tea that Reverend Craig was mentioning. And on the Save the Bridge, we had John Wesley to call, and Mrs. Moye, she came through on the air here. And then there was Mrs. Richardson, who pointed out in 1923 that she used to walk and drive over that bridge, and it has a special sentimental value to her because her husband Harold and that was one of their primary courting spots, one of the highlights of their courting. But 1923, that bridge brings memories back to the community here in Oklahoma City. So we got to do something. We got to do more than sign the petition. We got to make sure that our voices are heard and that the people who are interested in saving the bridge get out there and to do something. So it's been a good show. Just a few of the people that are calling, a few of the comments that have been made, and we're looking forward to the solutions that we're going to have. And one caller came in and said, "What are you getting for Valentine's Day?"
What am I getting from Valentine's Day? Well, the answer's out there with the public. I know that you are going to give me all my flowers while I live, because when I die, you won't get to stand up there and read no resolutions and cry for me. I resolve to remember Clara Luper. You better resolve to do something for Clara Luper while she is living. And I would like to say this to people. This is Valentine. Now, the minister did not tell us what he was going to get his wife, but I can suppose what he can get her. I know she will get a diamond heart. I know she will get a fur coat. I know she will get, because anytime anybody stay with a minister for 36 years, they deserve something. Calvin, what are you getting your girlfriend for Valentine's?
Mom, you know,
I asked you a question, Calvin.
Well, I have this a long answer to this question.
What are you getting her?
She's going to get something very special.
What is that?
It will be heart-shaped, and it may be red and white, and it should be with a little chocolate around it, and probably a big bow. Now, the big problem will be me getting it there on time, because tonight the Omega Psi-Phi fraternity out at the Kirkpatrick building will be having our annual sweetheart ball. So something special will be coming to all Omega wives and sweethearts, and especially to my favorite sweetheart.
Gideon's 300 store is located on 59th and Western in Oklahoma City. If you're looking for African clothes, that's the place to go, because tomorrow is an African Day at Fifth Street Baptist Church, and you may go to Gideon's 300. Gideon's 300, and be sure and tell them that you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. And those of you that would like to advertise on the show, all you have to do is call Clara Luper, 424-3949. We will be out asking you to support Miss Black Oklahoma, and I know you will want to advertise. You may call us, 424-3949. Yes, I want to know I wonder what Miss Minson is going to get for Valentine.
Well,
She's out here fighting for the bridge, but I wonder what she will get for Valentine.
Well, that is a question I'm certain that Sherman Minster has probably.
I want to ask her,
You're going to ask her, well, Sherman knows just a minute.
What do you think you're going to get for Valentine?
You know, I really don't know. My husband's full of surprises. He has cooked a beautiful Valentine dinner for me in the past. He's given me jewelry. He's given me very special things, so I'm sure that he'll give me something very special.
You sure deserve it. You tell Sherman Minster he better come across. Calvin, what did you tell me you going to get your girlfriend?
Mom, I said I was getting my very special sweetheart something red and white with chocolate around it. Hopefully it'll be delivered on Valentine's Day at the appropriate time. But we are looking forward to that day. But then, Valentine's Day is just another extension of expressing our love for those people who are true and dear to us. So, it's going to be a special day.
Sam Moore and Nancy Moore are married on Valentine, and I know they're going to get something very, very special. I wonder what is T.C. Howard going to get his wife for Valentine. He took her on a cruise.
Well, he's done that. But, I'm looking forward to this African Expo down there, because Allstate has a booth. Shelley, they're taking names and have a big drawing.
They got a television.
They're going to be given a 24-inch television, color
25
TV.
inch.
25-inch color TV, remote control. That will be given away. So There are a lot of good activities. You can take your special one, your sweetheart, and take them out to the African Expo, or you can come to the Omega Ball tonight and be a part of that activity. Most importantly of all, you got to go to church. With Reverend Troy is looking at me tomorrow. And I'm sure that the Redeemer Church up there will have a special celebration. Fifth Street, part of the Black History Month, and that celebration is really, really growing, and I'm looking forward to that.
We're also looking forward to seeing all of you. And I would like for you to do me a personal favor. I want you to do something for somebody for Valentine. When I tell you, give me my flowers while I live, I'm not talking for me. I'm talking for the people that you're looking over. Do something for somebody for Valentine. And you ask me why I haven't said anything about President Clinton. I told you at the beginning that the Republicans did not have enough votes to kick him out. So I didn't have to repeat that. And he that is without sin cast the first stone. Calvin, I know it's birthday time,
Oh, it's
and
birthday
Bernice
time.
McDaniel told me to remind you that her husband's supposed to get a birthday song for you. Now, I cannot understand. I can understand. No, I can't understand why those Calvary people wasn't down there fighting for the bridge. I can't understand why you Oklahoma City people not fighting for the bridge. But one thing that I do understand,
You got
that
to.
you can't sing, and here's Calvin
Well, Mom, you know the
that
name
can't
of
sing.
name of my group is the We Can't Singers.
We can't sing.
And the reason that we named ourselves that is because of the fact that we have the beat in our heart. We can make the pat, but when our voices come out, the song just never inspires. But that's what I thought over a year ago when we started here on the Clara Luper Radio Show. But it has grown so that now that I want you to know that I have a new agent. You can contact us at 560-1538, available for birthday celebrations only. Have one song we sing, and our prices are very economical. But today's special birthday greeting goes out to Reverend Livingston, to a good friend Walter Williams, to Sarah Brown, and to Sister McDaniels.
No, Reverend McDaniel.
Reverend McDaniel's birthday. So here we go. Happy birthday, Brother Livingston, Walter, and Sarah's Brother McDaniels. Happy birthday to you, and may you, and may you, and may you have many, many, many more.
This is a Clara Luper radio show, and we've just proven that Calvin can sing, and he doesn't say he can sing. He says he's a we can't singers. I would like to invite you to go to church somewhere tomorrow. Don't try to fool me and go to church's chicken, and then meet me and say, Miss Luper, I've been to church. Let's fill these churches up tomorrow. All you people from Calvary Baptist Church, I did talk about you today. I'm not scared of you. I say that if you want the bridge saved, the pastor should have been there. And I understand you got an assistant pastor because people don't feel good going down fighting for somebody else, and the other people will enjoy the fruits of your work. This is Clara Luper saying, y'all stay out of trouble. I've never heard of so many people killing each other and fighting and filling the jails and then get down there in jail and say somebody's mistreating you. If they're mistreating you out here, what you think they're going to do to you when they get you in jail? This is Clara Luper saying goodbye, and I do love you. Happy Valentine, and my husband doesn't have to worry for Valentine because I've already gotten his gift. Bye-bye.